Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to Profiles in Ink. My name is Bill Soroka. I am the best-selling author of 4 notary business building books that help you serve more customers, make more money, and build a business that thrives no matter what the housing market is doing. I love these interviews, and I'm excited to introduce you today to Jennifer Cooper, founder of JKC Mobile Notary and a frequent guest on Profiles in Ink, as well as my podcast and other interviews that we've done. Jennifer, welcome and thank you for being here.
Bill, thank you for having me. I always love having these times to chat with you about what's going on in my notary world as well as yours.
Well, I think that's one of the reasons I enjoy having our conversations so much, Jennifer, is because there's always something new going on. You're constantly evolving, you're constantly focused on how you can help other notaries in the community. And I think that's very admirable, and you've done an amazing job at it. And we've already get to hear so many results about that within
Thank
Notary
you.
Business Builder and beyond. So one of the things I think I love origin stories, and I know you and I have talked about this a little bit, but I wondered if you could share a little bit about why you became a notary entrepreneur in the first place.
Well, like many people who have become notaries, I didn't have a clue what a notary was. I don't remember ever needing one. I think my dad had one in the office, but it wasn't until I was working for a company and they needed something notarized, and the person they sent me to was a friend of mine who worked at the bank. And I asked her about it. She said, "Why don't you come watch?" And I watched and I thought, well, this is simple. And because I'm a deep diver, I went and said, well, how much could you possibly make? Could you make a living? Could you, support a family as a notary? And man, oh man, were there holes to dive into and people to follow like you, Bill. I think in a matter of weeks, I had covered almost everything you'd put out on YouTube. And I just started researching and researching and researching to death. I had an event happen in my life that left me asking a lot of questions to why I was still here and what my purpose was. And in that, realizing I didn't have any more fear about launching on my own as my own business, as a business owner and my own boss. And I was going to do it with my notary commission. That's how that started. And so by the time I got commissioned, I was completely ready to hit the ground running, and it's exactly what I did in
Yeah,
2020. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always loved the story of how much you prepared ahead of time before you even received your notary commission in California, is where you happen to
Yeah.
be. And now that you've been in it for over 3 years now, or is it your 3 year anniversary or something coming up, isn't
My
it?
3 year anniversary was in February, and I am doing
Uh,
my renewal test this summer. So
all right.
yeah,
So
I'm excited.
you've been working it for 3 years, and not only as a boots on the ground practicing mobile notary, but also as a course creator and a community leader, bringing together notaries in your community and from around the country, really. So now that you've got this experience, what do you love most about being a notary entrepreneur?
I think there's two parts to that. What I love most, I love the opportunity to serve my community, because we serve as notaries people in their on their best days and their worst days and everything in between. And I love the opportunity to be of service to people. I didn't ever think I would like that. Um, I would tell people I hated people, like I didn't like people, but I love this part of this job. The other part I love so very much is the community of notaries. I've never experienced anything like that. The love, the encouragement, the commitment, the friendship. What has grown from the last 3 years are true friends, leaders, friends, colleagues, the whole thing. I love it so much. I don't think I'll ever not be a notary.
I totally agree with you, and that's it. The loving and supportive community that notaries have built was one of the most refreshing surprises for me in this business too. You know, I used to work nose to the grindstone, and I've created a silo for myself. And I learned eventually that we don't have to live as silopreneurs. We might be solopreneurs, but we
Right.
don't have to do this alone. There's so much power in cultivating relationships with each other in the spirit of collaboration. Sometimes it's venting, sometimes it's joking notary jokes that nobody
Yeah.
else in the world is going to understand. But
Right.
there's also the specific questions, and there's the challenges and the obstacles. There's laughing and there's crying together. And that's what this community has really brought forth. And I
Yeah.
can't believe, and maybe you have experienced this too, but my friend circle has completely changed since becoming a notary. Now, almost all of my friends have a
Mhm.
notary commission too.
Yep.
They or even some of my family members too. As you experience
Yep.
that as well.
Yep. It's heavily been weighted to that side for sure.
We
And you
just hang.
spend all the time that you spend with that community. I mean, it's bound to happen. And
Yeah,
I don't regret it for a minute.
yeah, totally agree with you there. So the in part of the your transformation from practicing to teaching, and you've got some online courses too. And I know we've had a chance to talk about your business essentials course, but you've also just created a course that I particularly am passionate about because I love to write. And I
Mhm.
also know the power of a blog when done correctly. So, can you tell us about your new course and why you created it?
Yeah. My new course is how to start a blog. And why I created it was because of an outreach from notaries who subscribe to my blog, who watch what I do, asking for help and how do they start their own blog and how do they make it successful. Um, Most of my courses come from a call out from notaries that need help, and this one is no different. It's not a notary course, but it's going to help everybody who's in business, and notaries are business owners. And I started it because I have been a blogger on and off for over a decade, Bill. You probably don't know that. I've
Hmm.
had many different blogs that lasted years and years and years at a time. So I kind of understood how this whole thing worked, but I thought I would create a course that was really started you from the beginning. If you don't have a blog, you start from the beginning. And by the end of this course, I'm encouraging you not only to start your blog, but share it with me because I'm going to be your first follower and fan. But also, if you already have a blog, like I did, there might be things you're not doing to get the traffic that you want to get or to monetize, like you might want to do. This blog course covers all of that. And the benefit of doing an online course like that is you can pick and choose your modules if you're already a blogger. But if you haven't started yet, starting at the beginning, going all the way to the end is going to set you off on a journey of being a blogger that you in the right way and in a successful way, and doing it without having to go back and fix things later. So I'm really proud of the course. I really am.
Yeah, and you should be. There's so much detail in there. I was really surprised by the number of lessons you share on that. And I think that's important to talk about too, because there's so many courses in all industries, right? But we're
Yeah.
notary focused that are fluff pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just a 1 hour master class on
Mm-hmm.
how to start a blog, right? And there's some value in that. You can tease some things out, but you to
Right.
really do this thing right, you've got to dive deep. And you have, I think, was it 36 lessons on how to correctly craft and build your blog? And I love that you talk about the why. So I wondered if you could talk a little bit about that too. So somebody listening here, like, I don't want to blog. What point is a blog? What's the single biggest value, or maybe even two or three, that or reason that a notary should consider, or a business person? Let's just call it
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneur. Why should an
Yeah.
entrepreneur have a blog?
I think the first thing I would say is it shows your expertise and puts you in a position of expertise in your specific genre of work. So as a notary or as whoever you are, the blog is your voice going out in a totally different way than maybe a YouTube video or a podcast or your posts on all your social media. It is a broader picture of your voice, and it does present you as an expert in your industry. First and foremost, for me, that's one of the biggest reasons why having a blog is one important, but also what it does for your business.
Yeah, that's so true. And it allows you to demonstrate your experience and it works, right? The reason all these online marketing companies they
Mhm.
all say start a blog, they're not doing it because blogging doesn't work, right? Blog
Right.
works when it's done correctly, and that's what I think your course really helps out. And there's a couple other reasons I love or I advocate for blogging as well. Yeah, you get to demonstrate your experience as the expert in any field. Plus, you get to bring value to your clientele and your marketplace, right? People work with who they know, like, and trust. In your blog allows your personality, your expertise,
Mhm.
everything to come out. So people kind of get to know you when you share
Yep.
information. And if you're in an evolving business like we are as mobile
Mhm.
notaries, you're constantly adding services. There's constantly laws changing, activities going on in your community, and a blog just allows you to share all of that in a real natural conversational way. So you're
Right.
not constantly sending out emails about how great you are and how
Yeah.
important your services are, but you've got a breadth of conversational pieces there.
Yeah. I want to tell you that you brought up the 36 lessons. The platform I use for my courses treats everything like a lesson. There are 9 modules, and in each module, there are also resources, which they call lessons. So you have 9 modules, and everything else is resources for the notaries. Yeah. Or for the whoever takes the course.
Yeah, excellent. Great clarification there. So
You
tell
want to
me,
skip people.
yeah, no, so you got 36 resources inside this thing, which is great. So if somebody was interested, if we've sparked something and they're like, all right, I know I've been needing to do this blogging, where can they go to learn more about your course?
They can go to my webpage at jkcmobilenotary.com /courses. That everything I've done is there, including the blog course. Um, that's probably the best place to go.
Excellent.
Um, yeah, because it'll get you right where you need to go. You can purchase the course from my website as well. Although my courses are on a different landing page, everything is found in one place.
Right there, housed in one place. That's smart. So what we'll do is we'll also post the links to that right underneath this video in the show notes section, and we'll help spread the word about your course here. Thank you so much, Jen. I love having you as part of Notary Business Builder. I'm so glad that you tapped into our Innovator Spotlight as part of NBB as well, so we can help spread the word and share this valuable information that you've created for our community and beyond, because any business can benefit from a blog.
That's right. Thank you, Bill. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you
My
for
pleasure.
NBB's Spotlight. Innovator Spotlight is a pretty awesome new thing that NBB is doing, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you're taking advantage of it too. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.